that you would have liked from three today, especially in that zone. They didn't go in. So I guess was that kind of the night, or maybe should there have been some different ways to attack that zone, maybe when that three ball wasn't going down as normal?
Personally, I kind of look at it from the defensive side of the ball. I don't think we made them feel us as much as we needed to. They seemed a little bit comfortable, and part of that's their game. You touch Jokic and he'd make sure that the rest know about it. But, we have to find ways to make them a little more uncomfortable because if we're not taking the ball out of the net every time, it's a lot harder to get back and get into a zone. So, look, we definitely missed some shots that we would have loved to make. But I think we could have done a better job defensively that would have helped us, attack them in transition so they didn't have a chance to set up the zone.
Those lines, like third quarter, for instance, you guys, I think, got to within 14. But Jokic, just especially, it seemed like there was always an answer. We'll put it that way. Like you couldn't string together stops. Was that maybe the bigger issue tonight, whether it be their second chance opportunities or turnovers, where just couldn't stack those stops together to kind of get your own run going?
Yeah, I think we stacked them together once or twice, and like you said, there was a period in the third quarter where I think the lead got up pretty high, and then we brought it back to like 14. But it's tough when you're down 20 and when you put yourself in that type of hole. You got to string a lot of stops together, as opposed to when it's a 10-point game. That lead that we cut to 14, we might have cut it to 1 or taken the lead by 1 or whatever it might be. So I think we needed to do a better job defensively so that they didn't get out to that lead. And then if we had made some shots, that would have helped. But yeah, I just think they had an answer and they were a little bit too comfortable.
Eric Name?
You guys aren't alone in struggling to slow down Jokic. Like, that's just kind of what he's doing this year. What makes it so tough specifically with him? I know pregame Bud was talking about, it's the mix of playmaking, but now he's scoring a little bit more. Just what makes it so difficult with him?
He's a great player. That makes it difficult. I'm sure there are teams that say it's difficult to stop Giannis on a nightly basis as well. But, I think what he does so well, in my opinion, is he just switches things up. He made a few threes tonight. He took it to the paint. He had the ball in pick and rolls. He set screens in pick and rolls. He rolled. He popped. He half rolled. He did some different things, and he has that versatility and that skill set. And so it means you got to just take it up one extra notch, both physically but also mentally, because everyone's going to be on the same page with what he's doing. When he's popping, there's a lot of space with the way they drag out that pick and roll. And then when he's half rolling, we got to make sure our weak side's pulled over so that the big has time to get back. And when he full rolls, then we really got to be over. So there's so much versatility that he has, which is what makes him so hard to guard.
The last one is Zora.
How different of a situation is it tonight? Brook is on Jokic, which means, you guys are so used to having him kind of there in the paint as backup, but he's got kind of his own challenge with guarding the best player on the opposing team. How does that change then kind of the second line that you feel like you normally have but may not be there on this night?
I think we could be better about having Brooks back because he has our back on a every night basis. And so I think when he gets dragged out and Jokic is playing a little bit on the perimeter, it's on us to have his back. And the reason our defense has been so good over the last few years is because you got Brook back and then you got Giannis being active. And when Brook's out on the perimeter and Giannis is being active, there has to be more from our guards to really get down there and help Giannis out, and which in turn has Brooks back even more. And I think, we did that for a stretch when we were able to make a little bit of a run. We were scrambling. We were, playing Buck-style defense, but we just didn't do it for long enough tonight.
And how much focus does a week like this take when like a break is at the end of the tunnel?
This is what we love to do. So, I'd like to say that no one's looking ahead. Everyone's trying to finish strong, especially because we've had our ups and downs so far in the first half. But it is about, maintaining that mental focus and that physical focus. And, this season does have its difficulties when you talk about the amount of games that you play in a shorter span. But everyone's going through it. It's all relative, right? So for us, we pride ourselves on being the best team that we can be. And over the last few years, it's obviously put us in a position to be one of the best teams in the league. And this year, we have some adversity that we fought through, but it'll make us stronger in the end. And going into a break like this, it's that important to finish strong, on Thursday, so that we can carry that momentum and those, good vibes through to the beginning of the second half of the season.